So when we are planning from that place of fear, and we don't always know that, I dare say most of the time we probably are. So when we're planning to control the future, to make sure it's okay, what we're really doing is recreating the past. As it clearly says, we bypass the present moment, which is where God is, and we move our past experience into our present and future possibility. We are taking the files. I love what it says. Basically, it's saying, you're saying to the God of your being, you know what? I've got enough information. I'll take it from here. That's what we're doing. We're saying, thank you, God, but I'm in charge. I'm going to make sure that my future works. And do you see that? Do you feel that? That's the pain. That's the pain. And the problem is, it absolutely nullifies the possibility for change. You can't change if you're taking your past and securing it before you. You can't drive down the road into a new vista if you keep taking the past and putting it 10 feet in front of your car. That's the only place you'll be driving into. So we are so guided this day to lay it down. It ruins our joy. It ruins the available spontaneity of life. It ruins our faith and our trust immediately. This is a silly little story, and I think I've told it before, but I'll tell it again. When I was a kid, I did not trust the future. I always wanted to know. Still got that little part that wants to know. And so when the holidays would come around, when the Christmas holiday would come around, I would open all my presents about 2 weeks before. Because I needed to know. And I would rewrap them very neatly. There was I planned this out. I would stay home from school, pretend to be sick on Thursday, because Thursday afternoon was my mother's bowling afternoon with her girlfriend, so she was out of the house. I was guaranteed to be alone. And I would go find all the presents, lay them out, unwrap them, and rewrap them. This is what I would do. So Christmas morning comes along, and by the way, I opened this one particular thing that I loved. I was so excited to be receiving this for Christmas. We wrapped it all. Christmas morning comes, I have a large family, and there were huge gifts. Christmas was huge in my family, so we had piles in front of us, and I saw my gift go into my brother's pile. How did I know this? Because I unwrapped it. So I'm seeing, now, what's happening to my present moment experience of all this stuff that I could have enjoyed had I not opened it and knew what it was, along with everybody else's. I'm now obsessed with the fact that he has my present. And what am I supposed to do? What am I going to do? Mom, that's mine. I'm just feeling that. I'm just intuiting that there could possibly be something of mine in his pile. So he opens it, and he loves it. He doesn't know it's coming. He doesn't know it's mine. He didn't take time to read the tag that said it's mine. Nobody did, clearly, except for me 2 weeks earlier. So I'm watching this, and I am telling you, my whole Christmas morning is like he has my present. Well, finally, Christmas afternoon comes along, and my mother snaps to a moment of sanity and says, at least according to me, right? And she goes, Chris, that's Mark's. And I went, oh. Unfortunately, my brother was gracious enough that he just was like, okay, and he passed it over to me. What torture. And I made a vow that next year that I would make sure everyone got the right presents. Could not make a vow that I would not keep. But I could at least better manage my future. Do you see the insanity? Do you see the craziness and the pain? That is such a clear example of a little boy who just can't trust life. can't trust that the good will come. That the good will come in the way that it's supposed to come. In the way that it is supposed to look. When we let go and live in that consciousness, as Byron Katie will say, we are never disappointed. You are never, ever, ever disappointed when you live in the present moment and allow the good to reveal itself according to its will. Having faith that what occurs is always for you. If that's the way you begin your day, all that occurs today is for me. It's all good. And you move through that and you practice that consciousness. You will not be disappointed. You absolutely, that cannot occur for you. I have faith in that. And that becomes my practice now. That becomes my practice. There's something else she talks about that I want to add to this. She says, one of the things that pulls us painfully out of the present moment is believing that you have to make decisions. This is another huge one, people. Think about this. The angst that you have in your life because you think you need to make a decision. And then you grapple. I don't know what to do. And then you ask friends, and you get input. And you try to figure out what to do, what to do. Byron Katie says, you can't make yourself make a decision ahead of its time. A decision is made when it's made, and not one breath sooner. She says, don't you love that? She goes on to say, I don't make decisions. I don't bother with them because I know they'll be made right on time. My job is to be happy and wait. Decisions are easy. It's the story you tell about them that isn't easy. Decisions are easy. It's the story that you're making up about the decision that is causing pain. She says clearly what our job is. She says that our job is to be happy and to simply wait. Trust life. Life is what happens when we're making plans. So if we were to stop making plans, don't worry about the decisions that are coming down the way. Imagine yourself floating down a river, and the decision point, you can see it. I mean, you have a sense that the decision's coming. But when you get to that point, the decision will be made because life is guiding you. And instead of spending the mile of pain between where you are to the decision point, you can spend the mile of joy, observing the scenery, enjoying your life, trusting life, being present, and then when you land there, the decision occurs, and you love what is. And you embrace it. And you go, God, this is really good. And now I'll go this way. And if the river forks and takes you down a way that you didn't know, you simply enjoy the ride because you trust life. So when is visioning and planning a future workable? Because that's an important question. I don't want you to walk out of here totally like, okay, you know what I mean? Because I know y'all, you'll just flip it to the other side and forget the gray area. We vision here at Bodie, and let me go back to my first statement, which clearly says, a healed mind does not plan, it carries out the plans that it receives through listening to wisdom. We vision because we are receiving an idea, a plan that is coming from a higher wisdom that is not of our human mind. We take the time to vision, to listen, to capture the highest vibrations of a life, of a project, of whatever. But we're not doing it from a place of brokenness or from a place of there's something wrong with me, and if I have that, then I'll be okay. We're doing it from an opening and a listening and a receiving. That is a way that you can be in the present moment, downloading possibilities and growth and vibrations of who you are. Really all you're doing in visioning is expanding and opening to allow yourself be the Christ consciousness that you are, were, and always will be. It's not about tomorrow. It's about right now.